Welcome back, 2024 Major League Paintball Lone Star Major, a little outside of Dallas, Texas, starting off day 2 with a pretty big battle here. Sunday implications, Tampa Bay Damage taking on AC Diesel, also Uprising and Blast Camp. I'm Manny Marshall, stoked to have a couple paintball legends up here to help me call this set. It's Tom Martinez, coach of Chicago Aftershock, and Rich Telford, coach of New York Extreme, both world champions. So, Tom, we'll start with you. Diesel had a great day yesterday. They looked amazing. Now, the thing was they're playing a little bit of a slower brand considering the firepower that they have. I talked to their coach talked to Coach Gray, and we were talking about how they need some that in-game moments, that time behind the gun together, talking it up, figuring out moves to get, pick the way you want to call it, the vibe, control. But they won both those games, Todd. So what do you think about this matchup? Damage, Diesel.
Well, I think you're right. I think that they just needed a little bit more time together with their new coach. Right? I told Alex Goldman after the event, and I was like, listen, Ryan Gray is a good coach. It's his first event. I think that once you guys spend a little bit more time together, things will really start to come together. And yes, they are playing a little bit of a slower brand. Damage plays the same slower brand of paintball. We didn't see them leave the pocket in that whole Infamous game yesterday.
Tell you what, though, Todd, look at this, though. Not slow at all. Diesel already up in Snake 4 and middle 50.
Yes, that's really good position to start off right here. You like to see that out of them, taking some risks to start off the morning here against Damage, because Damage, you could see when the Russians put the pressure on them yesterday, it definitely took them out of their game a little bit.
And Rich, Damage needs a win. They went 1-1 yesterday, so definitely need another put a win on the board here.
Yeah, and obviously both of these are top-tier teams, right? So this is a tough situation. Both of these teams have to go out and win this point.
Well, Cody Mikowski is going to fill out of that back center. He's got 2 bodies in the Snake, body at Snakes 4, body at Snake 1. Baginski had a day yesterday. I think that's him trying to get out to D1. He makes it clean.
I like the way he played that D side really well.
Well, this is, if you guys are just joining us, thank you so much for joining us here in the weekend battle. This has been a really fun field. Saw a lot of big moves yesterday, close games, upsets. That D side, you got to get crafty over there. It's really tough to make it out alive early. You have to run through a zone, and the smart, intelligent, good gunfighting D-side players are thriving over there.
What I thought was super interesting after watching all day yesterday, because we talked about a lot how traditional this layout was, that this has been the most traditional layout we've probably had in the last 2 or 3 seasons, and it was super aggressive, right? There's a lot of good fast points out there, so maybe swinging back to like a traditional game plan or game field map would make more interesting paintball.
Well, it is a little muddy out there, and we are going to get a little bit more rain most likely this afternoon. We'll see though. Maybe we'll be spared the rain, because the worst of it should be hitting around, well, we'll see, 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. But it's just, Todd, it's sticky and nasty out there. It's kind of limits the mobility a bit.
It is, and I do agree with you about how on both sides, a lot of teams, you have to win those heads-up gunfights. When you end up in the Snake and you don't have the element of surprise in the middle, you do have to win that gunfight heads-up.
So right now, that's exactly what's happening with Keith Brown, locked in a gunfight, got 2 bodies in front of him. He does have a little bit of help as there's a body at the stand-up temple behind him, and Damage also took some ground early, getting Keith in the Snake early. He's quickly gone to Snake 2. They also took that Hertz brick at the 40-yard line, and they're also in D2.
Well, and, after Tampa Bay Damage lost a game yesterday, right, their meeting last night, I'm sure, was much more critical and crucial than it would have been had they won both matches. Well, so it'll be interesting to see the adjustments they've made.
They did go 1-1 yesterday, but with the beating they put on Infamous, they didn't let Infamous score a point, so they had a +6 in that one, and then lost a really close one by 1 to Legion. So they're sitting at 1-1 with a +5. If they get just one more win today, they should be fine.
Yeah, they're golden. A little bit of a slower point here.
One more bump up into that 50 Snake.
Rainey's just been waiting on that cut the whole time. Let's see who makes this shot.
This is one of the longest 5-on-5 battles I've seen in a long time. No one died, right?
Nope.
Yeah, still 5-on-5.
They know exactly where Diesel's in the Snake now.
Edwards is going to fill out to get to that back corner bunker behind Keith Brown, who's still in Snake 2, but Diesel is slightly past the 50-yard line, just laying down, tucked in as much as possible, worried about that 40-yard line, Hertz wedge, brick.
Well, and it might not look like he's not doing anything, right, because he's just laying there, but he's got Keith Brown and Rainey tied up on him. If you can keep Keith Brown and Rainey tied up on one guy, that's huge.
A lot of freedom for everyone else. You got 2 guns looking at you, that's 3 to look at the other 4 bodies on your team.
And if I'm doing my math correctly, that means somebody's not looking at somebody.
Yeah, so Rainey has actually moved up to the 50, shading towards the D side to get to that wedge.
Well, we talked about that yesterday, right? As soon as they find you in the middle, you got to reposition.
Well, Jesse Stevens looking for it right now. He's at the Hertz brick for AC Diesel. He keeps popping the top, and his body language is telling me, Todd, that I think he might want to go stab Rainey. He just does. I don't know if he knows where Rainey is.
Yeah, but I do like the move from Brian Smith to back up out of the South Electronics tower and go back to that Dorito 1 because,
yeah, 100%.
You know, when Rainey's in the middle and he's dealing with those guys in the snake, Brian Smith can only do so much. He's susceptible to the bounce shot, heads up, if somebody were to be shooting that against him in that tower. But now he can see more of the field. He can actually go help and be more effective out there behind Chad Bougere in the Dorito 2.
Still 5-on-5. This might be the longest 5-on-5
finals, baby,
we have seen, because we are about 10.5 minutes left here, so 4.5 minute point so far, and no one's been shot. So
yeah, Saturday's final, and what's going on right now is nobody's made a mistake, right? Both of these teams are playing at such a high level that neither one of them made a mistake.
And this is a good look for Diesel. Look, we know Damage plays this is great. This is Damage ball right here, man. Take some ground, tighten it up, try to win some gunfights. We've seen Damage be very successful the past few seasons, 3 wins in 2 years. Diesel really struggled last year, just one Sunday performance, didn't win a game at the first event. So to see him stay alive for this long and take all these aggressive moves and get into this position, it's a really good look for Diesel. Still, obviously, a lot to be decided. Everything's to be decided still, but Diesel's trending the right way.
Yeah, it's good for their development, right? The longer these points are, the more they have to talk, the more they have to either dig out or figure out how to not to lose, the better they're going to be. And then Damage is just on cruise control, right? This is the game that they want to play a 1-0 match and they're in the positions they want to be in, right? 2 guys on each tape, 1 guy up the middle, control the whole field from there. Now, as long as Damage doesn't make any mistakes, it's going to be very hard for Diesel to win this point.
Alex Goldman does have a nice shot across the field from Snake 1 towards that Dorito side.
Yeah, huge gaps over there.
Yeah, we saw a decent amount of guys get kills from that position. You know, typically we tell Snake players, like, hey, don't just get to Snake 1 and look inside. But if there's a good shot, okay, you can stay there for a little bit, especially, I mean, he has a body in front of him. So they didn't get into Snake 1 and look inside. That's Clinton Johnson. He's at the 50-yard line. He's taking a lot of pressure off Mouse. That allows Mouse to, stay alive in that spot, try to work those crossfield shots. He does have bodies to shoot that way. There's now 2 bodies on the D side here for Damage. As
creative as Clint was finding those gaps at the middle yesterday, I don't know if I'd put him as my first Snake guy. I think I'd want him kind of reading, reacting from the middle somewhere.
He did good in the Snake, too. He got some spins in the Snake. I mean, Clint just had a day yesterday. He had a 5-pack. He had a 4-pack run through. He was lethal yesterday.
I think that's BJ.
Is it BJ?
I can't really see. All I can see is his barrel. I know it's gold.
You know, like, I do like when Diesel sends somebody like BJ or Clint, up there in front. Yeah, for sure. But, he's just laying there being alive, right? He's not trying to force anything.
Yeah, I think that is BJ.
He knows Rainey's on him, and now Jesse's getting a little bit more creative. Oh, but Jesse tries to come to the Snake center wedge and gets shot on the inside from, I think, Chad Bougere.
Yeah, first mistake was made, and that's the trap they were setting over there.
But Keith Brown, as we're talking about, Keith Brown slips and falls as he tries to jump over the stake beam. He got stuck in there. It didn't cost him his body, and they're able to get a shot on BJ Henningberg at that same time. Desperation move outside wide for Cody Mikowski as he gets behind Mouse, so still a 2-pack of bodies for Diesel.
Yeah, 53, Diesel advantage, 5-on-3 as Diesel goes on to... as Tampa Bay goes on to Diesel side of the field on Doritos, now in Dorito 5.
Yeah, they have bodies at the 50-yard line or past it all the way across the field in a high body situation. And that's going to force a concession from Coach Gray here from AC Diesel. Ryan had seen enough, but that was a really good point for Dan.
Those are the ones that hurt, right? Like when you lose those long, drawn-out points and you win that, then obviously your momentum is super high. You lose that point, kind of sucks the life out of you a little bit.
Well, do you blame Jesse was he impatient or was he just trying to get creative, right? Because nobody was going anywhere. Rainey went back and forth. Jesse actually went back and forth, right? Jesse went to both sides of that center diamond. Right, but he's trying to make something happen.
I don't think you blame Jesse, right? But it is his mistake, right? Like it came down to 5-on-5, and whoever made the same first mistake was going to fold it for that team. So he has to do what he has to do without dying.
What I'm saying is correct. But what I'm saying is that, like, do you want him to try and figure out a way to break that one open right there?
Yes.
Or are we waiting for somebody else, right?
No, I want to be proactive up there. I mean, the players that have been proactive in the middle have been very proficient for their squads.
But was it his move? Right? Do we think that he should go and try and get Rainey out? Because he popped up trying to shoot a Dorito guy, right? What do you think's the most? I'm asking, is like, where do you guys think that Diesel in that position should have tried to break down the game from? From that middle?
Well, the thing is that because BJ, we got to jump in this next one, but possibly.
5-on-5.
So it's 5-on-5 blast camp on Uprising.
Uprising get a check in the tower and a penalty. 5-on-3 advantage here for blast camp in this first point. Uprising penalty in the Snake Tower. Got shot in the hopper, didn't know it.
Well, Uprising is still in this tournament. They went 1-1 yesterday, and man, if you missed that Aftermath Uprising match, that was one of the craziest finishes that I've ever seen. Aftermath was about to win it in overtime. They were in a 4-on-1 situation, but they got a gross major penalty. Blastcamp rolling the dice with Soap up the middle of the field. He gets the run through on Olsen. Stays alive, too. He's going to eat up Borromeo and gets a little 2-pack for Soap. And off that chaos, here comes the attack from Blastcamp. They get a body into the Snake and a body behind him and more movement up the middle.
4-on-1 advantage here for Blastcamp. Uprising has one player left alive on the D side. They might want to concede this point.
And LaPapa coming down the Snake over here. He's going to put the pressure on that corner. And Uprising going to hit that buzzer. The reason why I was asking that question is because, like you guys said, Sunday paintball already, right? 5-on-5 breakout. Everything's locked up, you know. Like, Damage had 2 bodies on the Dorito side, 2 bodies on the Snake side, 1 in the middle, right? But like you said, Rich, there's that guy in the 50 Snake is occupying both of those guns, right? Does that game get broken open from that middle? Or does the Snake guy over here try and make something happen with the extra ball?
Either go around, get Keith, or trade with Randy.
Yeah, but if the guns are that way, I guess it really got to sense that pressure, right? Because, you know, those middle bodies were going back and forth for Damage. They weren't just completely dedicated on BJ. BJ was biding his time, you know, taking that pressure. But I don't want Jesse Stevens to play timid in there. You can't have your middle players go up to that spot and be super timid, especially if you know the enemy is close. And you have that body in the Snake taking that pressure off of you. So it just didn't work out for him in that one. Jumping in, striking off the break here as AC Diesel lasering a ball in on, I believe, Brian Smith, and the way he played yesterday, that's a really good kill.
And now we do get Clint Johnson into the game, up into that center Aztec.
Yeah, better spot, good spot for him up there. Same breakout for both teams, minus the one player getting shot out for Damage, obviously. So both teams with one in the Dorito corner, one in the tower, one in the Snake Tower, one in back center. Now D2 for Diesel and for Damage.
Jabuzier with some penetration over there on the D side here on your screen gets into D2 with the good comms.
Mark Johnson move up to the center Hertz bunker, looking Dorito way, Snake way now.
Jason going towards that D side, so it's going to be D side strong side here for Damage, as they only have Keith Brown at the tower on the Snake side and no one in the Snake. As Diesel taking that ground in the middle of the field with Mark Johnson. He's at the 50-yard line wedge, shading towards the Snake side, looking D side.
And when you have that extra body, being able to get up in the center, you have so much freedom to really try and create, right? The other team has either send a body up there to try and get out, and then you end up trading that one body, and now you have a 4-on-3 advantage, right? After that 5-on-4, when you get up in that center first and make them have to deal with you, or otherwise that center guy gets to play as freely as he wants.
Well, a little bit of issues with the loader here in the Snake, but Mouse is going to throw the loader back on. He lost it as he went around Snake 1. Oh, but they lose Baginski on the D side, and they lose Mikowski, so a couple tough deaths here for AC Diesel.
Yeah, 4-on-3 advantage here, but Tampa Bay Damage going down the D side, but they don't know that Mouse is in the 50 Snake.
Yeah, it was a 5-on-4. It turns into a 3-on-4 now in favor of Damage, and Chad Bougier goes off on that D side. Clint taking the walk. Same with Mark Johnson, and it's just Mouse. Mouse is the only player left alive.
Yeah, 3-on-1, I think. Although one of Tampa Bay Damage players is getting a check, and he's been eliminated. It's a 2-on-1 now.
See if Damage can talk through this.
Well, Keith's at the tower. Where is that second body?
Somewhere on the D side, Matty, I think.
D2, maybe?
Yeah. Unless it's a 1-on-1, but I think it's
he's in D2.
Okay.
It's D2 and tower. Oh, and yeah, so Mouse was in a kind of a tough spot in a 1-on-2 situation.
Yeah, down in the Snake.
Yeah.
He was in a real tough spot. And guy on both tapes.
Crawling on his belly.
A guy on both tapes.
D side completely
Keith Brown standing over the top of you.
Yeah.
It's all bad. It was getting all bad, Matt.
Well, that's just, again, it's a rough one for Diesel. They shot a body on the break, 5-on-4. They have, again, 20%.
Yeah, you good?
In the pits right now with Damage, though. Let's listen in.
Brian, you good? Hey, back to the start 5. Cali, Portland. Wait a minute, Jacob. Hey, wait a minute, baby. We didn't see it. Hey, sorry, Jacob. I got so much paint on him. I don't know. I'm looking at him putting paint. So, hey, let's talk better, though. We both don't want to...
All right, see what Uprising's going to do here. Try to answer against Blastcamp. This team switching sides. Uprising in the black. They're on the blue side. Blastcamp on the red side. 5-on-5 break so far. And here comes a big delayed attack.
I like that.
Or a secondary off the break, man. Yeah, shot and then just launched all the way from the inside and out route to get into D3 and made it alive. Great move from Uprising.
Yeah, great move.
Blastcamp still pocketed. Up in the pocket means all the bunkers in the middle of the field and in the backfield. as Olsen now attacking up the middle, gets to that 50 wedge, looking snake side.
Blastcamp attacks with 2 guys up the center to the Hertz bunker. One stays there, one peels off to the wing on the snake side. I believe that's Soap. He's got to watch his pack from the cross shot. He gets caught.
Yeah, so Soap gets shot. Eckert's still up there, though.
Sloppy.
And they're going to be losing another body in the backfield, so 2 bodies have come off for Blastcamp. 5 on 3, favor of Uprising.
Yeah, Uprising's got that wing, that Dorito 4, snake corner, back center, Dorito 1. 5 on 2 advantage. Oh, calls it same. Oh, and they get a penalty when there's no one left to pull, which they might be starting the next point with 4 bodies, man. That's a big mistake there.
Yeah, that was a great comeback point here for Uprising and a bunch of mistakes for Blastcamp.
Yeah. One of those paintball mistakes that you can't make is when your buddy dies out of a spot, then you immediately go to that same spot and get shot the same way.
No.
Same angle.
Let me give you a little insight into that. You see him get shot, you're like, I'm way better than that, dude. I'm going to go to that exact same spot. I'm going to shoot the dude who shot. Oh, man, I got shot again.
Well, hey, if the spot died, and that's like a spot that has to be filled, sure, you make that run. But no, you better have your force filled up.
And assume that when you get
running
there
through the same lane, the guy has his gun up on that lane.
Well, and you can live there, right? He could have crawled down that beam, crawled over to the edge, leaned in and been super tight.
Yeah.
Because he just saw his friend basically die right there, right? But he's like, nah, man, that guy was super sloppy. I'm going to go in there. I'll play it loose. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then they got the penalty. Yeah, it was they had a really good first point for Blastcamp, and that second point.
Like my good
Coach
friend
is
Lisa Harvey would say, loosey-goosey.
Loosey-goosey. Tampa Bay going with their standard 2-1-2. Looks like Rainey might be coming this way instead of going up the middle. It's a little different.
Tampa Bay damage 2, Diesel nothing. Let's see if Diesel reacts.
Snake on the break. Diesel loses their first player, attacking the snake on the break. I believe that was BJ again.
Oh, they're going to be losing Baginski, too, out of that can.
Yeah, 5 on 3. It gets very hard to survive on that side of the field sometimes. Just with the bounce shots on the outside and the heads up, it gets hard to stay alive. So 5 on 3 advantage here again for Tampa Bay Damage early in this point. Tampa Bay Damage now moving up the center, trying to find where that middle body is. They find him and trade. So 4 on 2 advantage now for Damage.
And because of that really long first point, there's only 5 minutes left in this.
Crazy, yeah. Oh, Keith Brown just gets shot. I don't even know where that came from.
Yeah, huge kill for Diesel.
So 3 on 2 now? As they lose.
Yeah, 3 on 2. Tower and Snake 1 for AC Diesel.
Yeah.
And middle 50. And the back 2 spots in the pocket for Damage.
Well, and that's why you send BJ first, right? Because now Mouse is still alive at least. So, they're down on numbers, but at least they have one of the better guys in a good position. Rainey trying to get creative there, goes into their Hertz bunker, then comes back. I don't know if they saw him reposition. Clint Johnson going through to get him. Misses him. Oh, there he goes. Nice move through the middle. Oh, that might be Cody.
It is Cody Mikowski,
Yeah.
but it does get chopped up because Damage was able to make it out to D1. He did get Rainey.
Yeah,
it's a
2
1-on-2 situation again.
Yeah, but again, Mouse unfortunately in the snake, kind of down.
Yeah, but
players on both tapes.
At least he's on his knees right now and not flattened out on his belly crawling up as it got into the 1-on-2. So he's in a decent gunfighting position.
Yeah.
He's a big dude playing not a big spot though.
I probably just concede this point, right? I don't want.
That's a tough thing because if he loses this 1-on-2, well, they're going to go down by 3 depending on how long it takes. So Damage wants to slow play this. Just protect the buzzer, try to force because Mouse has to push forward.
Yeah, just because it's Tampa Bay Damage and just because the positions that they're in, this is almost unsurmountable for Mouse. And taking nothing away from Mouse, right? He's just basically in the worst position possible against the last guys you want to be in that position
A
against.
very low percentage play. It's a very low percentage play. Yeah, Mouse is one of the best ever, but again, the clock's ticking off. They're going to be down 3 points if they lose this 1-on-2.
I love the way Jason's just over the top, just pounding the bunker, right? He's not waiting for a snapshot. He's not giving Mouse an opportunity to get into a gunfight. He's just pounding that bunker.
Yeah, so Mouse put him back in, and Jason let him.
Yeah, and he hides, right? That's exactly how you should do it, right? You're not trying to win a one-on-one gunfight. You're trying. Oh my God!
He did.
Wow.
So we just talked about that. Oh, and then he might have got the shot cross filter. Did they trade? I think they traded, so that's going to be a no point. I mean, Mouse shot both those bodies. Yeah, Jason did not need to engage in that moment.
Like I was telling you guys, very low percentage.
It'll
it's
never
about
happen.
to happen. He's about to do it right now. You know what I mean? To shoot both those guys, get a no point.
Well, when Rich says there's no chance of it happening,
that's when
that's
probably gonna
typically it gives it just another 10% chance it might.
I was just waiting for that.
I mean, you were right though. It did not happen. They're still sitting with a 2-point deficit. With
It's still a very low percentage.
With about
right?
a minute off.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, lost a minute, and still the low percentage is at like a point one.
But at least Mouse did some work, so it's only 2-0 now.
Yeah.
With 3 minutes left. instead of 3-0.
Nobody saw that coming.
The shot that Mouse put cross-field, too, was nasty.
Yeah, as he goes forward, crossbody, one ball.
He beat a gunfight master in Jason Edwards.
Yeah.
That's a tough guy to beat in a gunfight. And then lasered one cross-field on a moving target. And then that guy shot Mouse, too, so that was a good cross-field shot as well. But
And I'm pretty sure that was Agent Smith, right?
He doesn't
You don't get
miss.
a name like Agent Smith, you know, if you're not good with the gun like the Matrix, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you get the nickname with, like, the like super powerful bad guy from the Matrix, that means you're a bad man.
You're scary.
a bad man out there.
See if Uprising takes a big bite on the break. They get a bad start, but he touches back up and gets in there live.
Yeah, Blast Camp with a bad start. He touched up alive as well too, but they get La Papa into the snake.
5-on-5.
La Papa just getting some real estate here.
Is that La Papa?
I think no, that is
45.
Yeah, not La Papa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I thought he got shot. on
Non-La
the
Papa
break.
got a penalty.
Yeah, he definitely got shot on the break going in there.
2-on-5 advantage here for Uprising, Matt, Todd. Uprising 2 in the middle, 3 across the back line. As soon as they figure out that it's okay, good concession there.
Yeah, that was Kyle, not La Papa, but still, yeah. So Uprising, after going down 1 to Blast Camp looked really good in that first point.
For sure.
And been a little rough since then.
Who was the other snake guy that was on Blast Camp that went to Aftermath and then came back? Is he still on the team? Is he on the injury list?
Talk to me, Goose.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one. Let me.
Matt, I need these answers.
Zach.
You talking about Unger?
Zach.
Not Unger.
Oh, Hogue.
Yeah,
Zach
where's
Hogue.
he at?
He's on the roster.
Injury list, maybe?
Let me check.
Did
the
they
injury
not
list.
submit it?
They might have not submitted their injury
Crafty.
list. Most of the teams did. Yeah, we're trying to bring the injury list to the game. It's a work in progress, though. Let's get a look here on the injury list. No, he's not in. According to, not
playing?
According to their injury list, he's just on the bench right now.
He was one of their small, fast dudes.
Yeah, for sure.
That was always in the snake
Up and coming.
when they were doing well.
Damage, 5 alive. They don't shoot anybody. Oh, Damage was their first player on the G-side can. I believe that came off the bounce shot.
That's a big kill for Diesel. They need it. 2:45 to go. Down by 2. Referee checking out Clint Johnson.
Yeah,
Giving
referee in
him
the tower saw something because 2 referees are checking different guys down there.
Giving him a thorough check.
Yeah.
They also have a body for Diesel up in the middle. So now 2. Johnson
yeah.
just moved into the Hertz brick, the 40-yard line. So
And a 1-body advantage here with Damage in the pocket. This is their first good opportunity to get on the scoreboard.
yeah, no outside progression yet for Diesel. So that is going to give a little bit more freedom, a lot more freedom actually to Tampa Bay, as Damage is going to move up to try to contend with the 2 bodies for Diesel and getting Smith up the middle. Oh, and they lose Keith out of that tower. Looking good right now for Diesel. 5-on-3 situation. Almost got a shot on Smith. So Smith's going to do a little retreat. Oh, no, it looks like Johnson gets that shot in on him.
5-on-2 advantage here for Diesel. Looks like they're going to score the first point in this match. Only player left looks like is Jacob Edwards in the D-side can. Wheeling and dealing against 4 or 5 Diesel players. Get shot trying to fill the corner.
You got to go.
Yeah, time of the essence here. Every second precious for AC Diesel. Only going to be down by 1 with 1:39 left. So can go with a pretty standard game plan with 1:39. Well, 2 close games in this set. A little bit more time left in this Uprising Blast Camp match because those points are going a lot quicker.
Yeah.
In the pits right now with Diesel.
Is that Hogue right there? Number 6 for Blast Camp.
Yeah, he was.
Look at him. He's like, send me to the snake, damn it.
He doesn't have any pods in his back. Yeah, he was good. I agree with you. He was one of those guys that we
Up and coming,
started
right?
to look at, right?
Crafty.
Yeah, because he had some good looks out here.
Yeah. I think Hinman was still with Aftermath when they picked him up.
So their starting lineup that they submitted was Jackson Frey, La Papa, Nathan, Unger, and Eckard. But Soap's been playing a ton. Barron just got a spin. We've seen Garrity out there.
Blast Camp drops 1 in the break, guys. Uprising again survived. Uprising doing a really good job of winning these breakouts against Blast Camp. They've been shooting guys on the body and taking real estate. Blast Camp up to the center bunker, losing another body. Now 5-on-3 advantage for Uprising, losing their first body. 4-on-3 advantage for Uprising. Good comms for both teams. Blast Camp up in that D-side wing, looking snake side.
You know what the best ability is in paintball?
Availability?
Survivability, yeah. I was going to be a live ability. Don't die ability.
I was like being healthy, being at practice, like being
Durable.
around, getting to tournaments.
Uprising dropping a player. So 3-on-3 now, squandering this 5-on-3 opportunity. Uprising kind of blown it here. They do get in the snake. 2-on-3 advantage for Blast Camp. Uprising is in the snake, giving him a slight chance here. They know he's in there, but they don't know where he's in there. Blast Camp now taking the snake and the center bunker. It's like a 2-on-1. Uprising dropping their last body. Nope.
Oh, surprise.
Surprise out of the
I'm
corner.
in the corner.
Now it's a 2-on-1, and they drop their last body. Blast Camp winning that point.
Yeah, tie game. Good answer for Blast Camp.
Yeah,
Went
they
up
definitely
one,
needed that.
2 in a row, rough, and then solid.
Solid.
And Baron getting the start over here in that last point on the snake again. Yeah, so NXL keeping some stats. Also, shout out to player stats and all the stuff they've been doing too. Check them out on Instagram. But I'm looking at the ones that NXL's been keeping as far as points played on Blast Camp, and I don't see that Hoga's got a spin yet so far out there. La Papa.
Well, I didn't go to their practice. So
Jackson Soap, Jackson Frey, and La Papa getting the lion's share of the spins. With 14 points played for Cody La Papa and 15 for both Jackson Frey and John Soap.
And Soap's been doing good up there.
He has.
You know, I think he's been one of the guys that have been the most aggressive, like just going up and getting the job done.
Creative.
Right? I think it's the guys behind him, you know, that need to live a little bit longer.
Well, I agree. But we talked about this with the question you were asking earlier with AC Diesel. You know, how do you want that middle played, right? Well, one of the things that I love about Soap, he's a warrior. That dude goes up there and he's out for blood every single point. And you kind of need that wrecking ball. I mean, that's how Rainey got. I mean, Rainey's been paintball famous for a long time, but one of the reasons he gets paid is because he's a wrecking ball when we have a middle like this.
Yeah.
5-on-5 both teams. Keith Brown in the snake for damage. Diesel with 2 bodies at the middle, losing their first attacker. 4-on-5 advantage damage.
Jesse Stevens getting shot, trying to push the issue, popping the top at that 50-yard line wedge. They still have another attacker, though, at the 50-yard line.
I can almost tell you right now that Diesel is not going to be able to win this point just on the fact that Keith Brown is inside Snake 1 looking across the field, and there's such a big line. You can shoot the whole center Dorito side of the field from that Snake 1.
Well, Diesel got a bad jump and didn't even get out on the Snake side because he slipped coming off the box and had to go back to the back center. So that definitely hurt. I think that's kind of why they ended up where they are. But here comes Alex Goldman, getting to a good spot now where he can actually make up for that.
Down to 50 seconds left to go, boys. 4-on-5 situation. Tampa Bay Damage holding the line. Got a little bit of forward progression with that Snake 1 to get that crossfield shot. Diesel locking up 2 bodies in the middle to start launching this attack.
Alex Goldman looking to make something happen. Somebody's got to go with him.
Yeah, unfortunately, again, with Keith there, you can't go up the center of the field. You cannot push down the D's or center of the field with Keith there. Unless you can go down the snake, trade out with Keith. Running referee on Cody Mikowski here. Diesel might be drawing a penalty. Yeah, penalty here on D's.
And that's going to pull the last body with 15 seconds left on the clock.
Damage just gets a penalty. Not going to make a difference. Only 1 Diesel player left alive. Keith Brown gets him.
Hard-fought battle from Diesel, but Tampa Bay just
good game.
locked into their game right now. They dropped a game yesterday.
That's the worst, though, right? You don't want to play Damage or Dynasty or any of these top teams after they lost their match.
Well, Damage had Legion and Infamous yesterday. Beat up on Infamous bad. Battle with Legion only lost by 1. And then now coming in, getting a solid win against a much improved AC Diesel team. So they're sitting at 2-1. 1 more game to go for Tampa Bay Damage, and it's going to be Notorious. So yeah, they're favored at this event for sure, especially with just how good they looked in that one. Very controlled game from Damage. Not a lot of mistakes for them.
Yeah, I think you got to keep Clint Johnson on the field.
And then somewhere where he can be creative.
So Rob Velez just hit me up. Hoag's injured.
He is?
Yeah.
Ron Valdez said that?
Ron Valdez.
Is that his new name? Did I say Ron or I thought I said Rob? Rob Velez?
You did.
Ron Valdez?
I like Rob.
Yeah, Rob's great.
Soap up the middle. All the way to snake side wing on the break. 5-on-5. Uprising releasing through the center now. Blast Camp with 2 up the gut. Uprising with 1. Uprising still 2 at the back center. Uprising gets out to the snake corner.
Don't do it again.
Oh, Soap just got shot. Soap's got to be careful he doesn't get a penalty here.
No, that's the other guy.
Oh, it's the other guy's right. Soap's got the gray bean. Yeah, that's a penalty.
Oh,
if you get shot, you got to go. Soap.
I think Soap might have seen the ref.
Yeah, made the move. Made the move and got the guy before they pulled him. That was super smart.
Yeah, very Smoke. Like I said, Soap is a warrior, dude. That guy, he gets after it.
He gets it.
Why is Soap? Did they give Soap a penalty?
No, they pulled him on the penalty.
Oh. Well, at least he got that guy first, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He saw the ref,
what I'm saying.
saw the
Smart.
flag,
Okay, yeah.
shot that guy, and was like, "Oh, pull me." Yeah.
Check out the big brain on Soap. But yeah, so it's 2-2 tied up right now, but with just a ton of time left. 10-20 still left to go in regulation here.
And we're an X ball, right?
Yeah, true X ball, so it'll be 2 minutes in between points. And this is important for both these squads. Blast Camp dropped both their games yesterday, and Uprising went 1-1. So if Uprising can get another win on the board, we may see Uprising on Sunday.
I believe that's
what that point spread looks like.
I believe that's the Ageless Assassin Shane Howe there in Snake 1 for Uprising. Uprising in really strong positions here, Snake side, Matty. They got Snake Corner, Snake 1, and Snake Tower. Those three are all 10, 15 feet away from each other so they can work together, talk together, and kind of be a package over there. They got one player in the D corner. He's kind of on the island over there. Blast Camp with one Snake side, one in the center, another in the center. One body advantage here for
And here
Oh,
comes
that's
the
a big move.
Graham Arnold with a huge run on that D side, not feeling any pressure. He
Wow.
gets all the way into Blast Camp side of the field.
He got
And
so
he got that kill, and it's
oh.
but it's going to be a major penalty assessed on Graham Arnold.
I didn't see any
don't
hits
know.
on him
Yeah,
either.
really?
Did you guys see anything? I didn't see anything.
Not till he already shot that body.
Yeah, and then he
And-
brought his gun up.
The South Tower body, I mean, he had his gun down. He was just as surprised as anybody. He didn't pick up Arnold until he was well past the 5th.
Unless Graham got shot on the other side where the angle we can't see,
Yeah.
man, that's a tough break for Uprising because that didn't really look like a major.
Oh, and Blast Camp shoots the last Uprising player of the Snake side corner, winning this point with 2 bodies left alive after that chaos on the D side.
Yeah, we got a big gift.
Yo, welcome.
Yeah, kind of tough to tell from our angle. We are quite a bit far away, but it looked like, Ty, like you said, the tower was super surprised. I mean, they're wearing black jerseys, so we can kind of see if you get hit
100%.
on a beacon. He got all the way to his body, shot that body, and then he started to get blown up. I don't think he shot anybody else.
It looked like as soon as he got shot, he did the tuck and like, okay, I'm done shooting. I'm not shooting anybody else. But referee saw something we didn't see, Matty.
I've been wrong before.
Oh, also, these eyes.
Yeah, so Blast Camp with a 1-point lead. Still a lot of time left for Uprising to try to shake that one off. And yeah, 2 minutes in between points now. Blast Camp, first-year pros. There's Big John helping coach the squad, this new squad.
I love John Iannucci as a coach, but I just feel like he needs to bring a higher level of intensity to it, right? Like he coaches kind of in that passive, like, hey, you guys just do whatever you want. It's cool, no big deal. Like, free place to fail. Just have fun, guys.
Safe space?
Yeah, safe space. And if he would bring a little more intensity, I think he could get a little bit more out of his guys. And that's just, I'm not criticizing him, right? It's just something I noticed. Something he can add to his repertoire, some intensity.
Totally see that.
Well,
He looks like a guy that's been winning arm wrestling competitions for the last 45 years.
Since
oh,
birth.
for sure.
Just, what's up? You want some whack?
Are those like granite forearms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you remember the movie Over the Top?
Uh-huh.
Sylvester Stallone? That was based on John Iannucci.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. He doesn't like to talk about it because he's a real humble guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole story is based on John Iannucci.
Well, then maybe he just needs to turn his hat backwards.
Oh, you do know Over the
Start
Top.
coaching.
You do know Over the Top. Man, my respect level for you was very high, and now it's even higher.
Show me a child of the 80s that didn't watch Over the Top.
Yeah, you don't think that I have that pulley in my truck while I'm driving?
Wah, wah.
Getting that forearm work?
Oh, I love working with you guys.
So here goes
These eyes.
line for Uprising.
Half our audience is like, what are you guys talking about? Over the top? 80s?
And they're going to Google it and get a treat when they go watch the
You're welcome.
Stallone movie.
Better go
So
watch
on the
that.
breakout right here, Uprising is going to go and take both back spots and really spreading the field to see if they both live.
Nope.
Looks like they do. 5 bodies. Oh, no, they lost Scotty Knight. Scotty Knight not able to get out to D1. So it's a 4-on-5 situation in favor of Blast Camp.
All Blast Camp's got to do is sit in the pocket and shoot their guns and force Uprising to try to move outside of that pocket into their lanes of containment. Get another body.
There's no way Soap's going to be content to just chill with that Aztec.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Thinking the same thing.
Yeah, he's gonna be at that brick here pretty soon. Oh, especially now that Uprising loses another body.
Well, and Soap's level of chill is notoriously low. Notoriously low.
They need to concede this point. There's still 5 bodies alive for Blast Camp.
And lots of time left, right? So just let this point go.
8 minutes.
Start over.
Still 8 minutes left, but they're about to be down by 2 unless they can summon some real big low body heroics. And here's going to be the concessions.
Yeah, I've changed my point of view based on Ryan Brand's point of view, like on the concealment, right? If your guys are down, give them a couple seconds. If they don't try to go win that point quick, just let them start over 5 dudes. It's hard to expect them to win, down 2 bodies and down on position. So they just start off fresh, get out there with 5 bodies, win that breakout, and win that next point.
I'm sure there was a time where you switched from, you know what, if we're down 2 bodies, let those guys suffer.
Make
Let
'em
those
pay.
guys get
Make 'em
bunkered.
pay.
It is their fault. Let them
Never.
all get killed.
Never.
Well, this would be a nice win for Blast Camp, obviously just to get a win on the board. But at their very first pro event, did put a win on the board against Diesel by 2, but they got beat up by Dynasty. They lost to X Factor by 2, and then had a really good game against Legion. Still -7 on the point spread, 17th place overall. But Uprising, they've been having a rough past season or two. A team that's made some Sundays in their careers, seasoned veterans on that squad, though. So when you're looking at that roster, and if you're Blast Camp, we can show up and beat Uprising, a team that's, these guys have been playing this league for years. That's a good boost to your morale.
I think it's definitely helping, too. Like we said yesterday, getting more coaching staff, right? They got Dusty Court. They got Tyler Michaud, right? Ormrod, obviously. But also bringing in some new players, right? Forever, it seemed like it was just Olsen, Borromeo, Arnold,
Till
Tucker,
the wheels fall off.
right?
Well,
and nobody else, right?
Holland's been pretty good, Alec Holland. Mikey Daniels got a couple spins, but I've seen that kid. He's got a bright future, I feel.
Yeah, Mikey's going to be good.
Small, real fast, aggressive.
Great attitude.
And then, I talked to Tyler a couple weeks ago, and they're doing the work, man. I mean, Uprising flew all the way down to Southern California on a non-layout weekend to train against Dynasty and Aftermath. That's a good showing. That's showing they're putting in the effort in. They're getting more help on the organization side of things. They're trying to find some new aggressive talent. So they're doing all the things they need to do. They did get a good break yesterday. So the paintball guys were shining on them yesterday to get them to go 1-1. I just hope they stay tenacious in that ability to try to seek out those new bodies, to try to seek out new ways of doing things and train against the best. And I think eventually, because they do have because when you look at that roster, Arnold is a stud. Borromeo is proven out there. Eaton's really good. Shane Howell, we were playing against Shane Howell back in the day. Shane's been doing this forever. Olsen, I've seen Olsen do some miraculous things out there. That's a good roster.
Yeah, 100%. And, you think that this would be a center where Olsen would go feast, and he's been up there a lot, right?
Yeah, he has.
And I think that he's got a lot more opportunity to get up there and do more work. So
there goes Borromeo with another inside and out round. Kind of a little bit of a yard sale. Loses the top of his loader, but they do get 2 kills. And so it's going to be a 5-on-3 situation in favor of Uprising.
Well, I love that play call too, right? They did that 3 plays ago, right? And if you do that 2 or 3 plays in a row, they're going to catch that guy. But if you do it every once in a while, they don't expect that.
See, this is where Uprising can't make these mistakes. They lose that body.
Mikey.
So Mikey dies out of the tower for no reason.
Bad
you
death.
have a high body situation. You got bodies flooding up the field. Borromeo needs a beat to put his loader back together. You got a body out wide with Graham Arnold. Now, Graham's going to go double up D3. But those are the types of deaths we can't have for Uprising in these situations.
4-on-3 advantage here for Uprising. Uprising with all of their players on the 40/50 yard line. Up Blast Camp with Snake 1, Dorito Sidecan, and another body I can't find.
Borromeo, I think, only has the back of his barrel, so Graham's just taking over the attack.
Shane Howell just running around out there trying to find a way to get in that snake.
yeah, threw it in reverse there.
Well, Shane's posted up like there's a body a little bit closer.
Well, they know he's in the snake. They just don't know where he is.
He's about to get closer. He's at Snake 2 now. But Shane's posted up at that mini wall there, the number 1 on your screen, and trying to get it. Oh, and he did blast him. Nice job by the veteran here, Shane Howell. Oh, and he gets that crossfield kill as well, too. A little 2-pack here for Shane to help finish off this point and keep Uprising in the match. So by the time Arnold gets in there to hit that buzzer, probably going to be around 6:25, down by 1. Yeah, Borromeo broke his barrel in half on the core sample that he took.
He's looking for it. He's like, where's my barrel? I know it's out here somewhere.
He found it. He's got it in one hand. But by the time he put his loader back together and cleaned everything off, and we
Points over.
we cut to the D side angle. He's just got the back of the barrel on there, loader sideways.
I'm just glad he's okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
Glad the little guy made it.
Glad that he survived that fall.
Borromeo's pretty durable, man. That guy throws his body around a bit. He's one of their last guy left alive. He attacks quite a bit.
Yeah.
And he plays pretty much every single point for years for Uprising.
100%. He loves it. Coached him on Vicious. Brought him over to Vicious. Good teammate, solid player, can play anywhere. Very smart, very versatile.
So now, 1-point game here. There's starting to see the conclusion of set number 1. Again, congratulations to Tampa Bay Damage as they took down Diesel. So Damage is sitting at 2-1. Diesel is sitting at 2-1. And they're in the bracket with Legion, Infamous, Notorious, Damage, and Diesel. What we were thinking could be the bracket of death. Uprising, it's Aftermath, Heat, Revo, Uprising, and Blast Camp. Uprising and Blast Camp sitting at 4 and 5 in that bracket. And so, look, in a must-win situation for both. Obviously, you're playing the lower tier team in your bracket. Blast Camp already has 2 losses. They have to win this one. Uprising got that gift yesterday in the overtime point against Aftermath. Aftermath got a gross major penalty in a 4-on-1, which pulled every body in. When you have the last body pulled on a gross major in overtime, it immediately awards the point. So they got a bit of a gift trying to work with that, stay in this tournament. Uprising's last game is going to be against Revo, and Blast Camp has to play Aftermath next. And those are 2 really good teams right now.
Yeah, 2 challenging matches.
Well, Revo went 1-1 yesterday, and Aftermath won both their games.
Revo
No,
looked
sorry,
really good in that
they
first
went 1-1.
match.
Aftermath won 1-1 because they threw that game away in overtime.
I think Aftermath's going to come out firing today.
I think so, too. They were very frustrated, as rightfully so. So they're jumping in 6-23.
Blast dropping 1 on the break. Uprising doesn't 5-on-4 advantage. Uprising. And Uprising did get the snake corner, giving him another little advantage here. Uprising needs to win this point as quickly as they can. Blast Camp still in the pocket, Matt. They got the 2-3-4 and the South Electronics bunker.
Uprising's been doing a good job, and they've been getting bodies wide. They're attacking the middle and throwing haymakers over there on the D side every couple points. So they're changing the strategy around on where they're attacking this field. They currently have 2 bodies up at the 50-yard line, crossed up and trying to shut down this attack. Soap's going to try to get in the mix here as he gets to the brick and find one of these bodies.
Yeah, if I'm coaching Uprising, and based on how well Soap is playing, as soon as I find Soap in the middle, I'm sending somebody to go get him. They do shoot him out of there, though.
Soap and Borromeo trade, but that's okay because Olsen's still up there.
Yeah, 2-on-3 advantage, 2-on-4 advantage Uprising now as Blast Camp attacks into D3.
See, that's a death that Holland can't have. Holland
Yeah.
gets into Snake 2 and gets shot a little sloppy down the sideline.
Now 3-on-2, 3-on-1 now advantage. Oh, nope, Dorito's clean. 3-on-2 advantage for Uprising. They have Dorito 3 and Snake 1. Uprising with the center wing, the Dorito corner, and now Snake 1. Good field position for both teams.
Here comes a move by Arnold down the Dorito side. Olsen saw that Dorito player in Dorito 3 and then stayed inside. Now he's going to come back to the outside, see if he can pick him up.
Yeah, and basically what you want to do here if you're Uprising, right, is just have both have your Snake guy just stay alive, and both guys on the D side work against the Blast Camp player on the D side to get that elimination. Play that 2-on-1, not 1-on-1 over there. And all Blast Camp has to do is stay alive, shoot their guns, and force Uprising, or try to force Uprising to make a mistake.
Well, Olsen now knows where this body is on the D side in front of him. So Graham Arnold's coming way over the top to try to get the shot on Snake 1. Or not over the top, but way outside of his spot. And then gets right back into D3. Olsen trying to get a little bit creative here with about 4:10 to go. There's the only body for Blast Camp on that side.
Yeah, the Uprising player in the center should at least go into the Hertz bunker, right? At least go into their side of the field in the Hertz bunker so he can put a little bit more pressure because he's out of play. Oh, and they lose their Snake player, does Uprising.
Who is this? This player in Snake 1 for Blast Camp just won 2 gunfights.
La Papa.
Yes, La Papa just absolutely nasty out here. That forces Graham Arnold to launch. And Graham is going to eat up that body over there, so it's still a 2-on-1, even though La Papa's balling out. See if La Papa
Great
can
move from
continue to
Graham.
be the hero.
Man, great move from Graham there.
Yeah, he's got some skills.
I thought that was going to come from
I thought
Olsen.
it was going to be a trade for sure.
Graham hunting, trying to get this shot on La Papa. I mean, Graham could just go trade. Doesn't even need to trade. Nice, just beautifully executed point there from Graham Arnold. Olsen, also the thorn in Blast Camp's side as he got up to that 50-yard line wedge towards the D side was there the whole point. So the combo of Olsen and Arnold going to be tying this game up. But yeah, La Papa 2 gunfight wins.
Out of a Snake, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're Blast Camp, you got to be talking about how can we combat Uprising getting 2 in that middle right away. Because that's why they're winning these last couple points.
sure.
2 in the middle right away. limiting what Soap can do up there.
And they're also not doing good zone control on that D side because when Uprising's throwing the punch up the middle, so you have to respect that. You have to deal with that. Now, they're getting LaPop up there, and he's been doing pretty good, but with 2 bodies versus 1, war of attrition.
Bad math.
But then the zone control. So Borromeo's made that inside and out run to D3, made it alive twice. And then Graham's doing kind of whatever he wants on that D side.
Big
as well,
bites.
playing off of Borromeo. So the combo, and then, but the snake side needs to tighten it up for Uprising. Because Mikey got shot out of that can. They just lost 2 gunfights out of Snake 1. So Snake side really needs to increase their survivability because everyone else is doing pretty well right now.
Yeah. And those Snake guys, just both of those deaths are bad deaths, right? It's not that they at that time they have to understand where they're at in the point. Just stay alive.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
fucking shot you first. You put it on him.
There's the very calm coach Rich was just talking about, Big John Iannucci. It's a safe space for all of his players. It's nothing but positive affirmations. No, we love John.
You let somebody stab you, and you don't take him with you.
Happy Saturdays with Big John Iannucci. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Little pussy-ass bitches.
Yes, what he said.
Always Pearl advisory when we cut to the pits.
I feel that's maybe grandparent advisory.
I see exactly what you're talking about, Rich.
Hey, man, you have some good points.
Yeah.
Visa.
What a docile man.
Yeah. I wish he'd come out of his shell. You know what I mean? I feel bad for guys
I
like
wish
that.
he just really let him know what he's thinking.
Yeah.
You know, it just.
He's got to learn to communicate.
So jumping in here, tie game, 3:15 on the clock. Uprising spin Shane Howell again. They're doubling up that back center and then launch. Olsen's been relentless here at getting to this 50 wedge.
And Uprising's on the attack, and Blastcamp's sitting back in the pocket. They've got Soap in the tower. They have 1 in the Snake, but 3 in the back line. Uprising dropping their first player, Shane Howe, trying to attack Snake side. 4-on-5 advantage for Blastcamp as they push into the 40 Snake.
Well, they got good field position now. Blastcamp, Uprising allowed Blastcamp to filter out wide and get into that D1. Here comes Soap to attack that middle, trying to find Olsen. And Blastcamp's now all the way into Snake 3. So, yeah, this is looking pretty good for Blastcamp. They're up a body. They have the real estate. Now let's see what Uprising does. They were able to get outside wide Snake side, but they've been losing Olsen in that middle. Maybe he gets shot off a bounce shot.
Shot in the foot from the Snake.
Oh, but
Soap now filling that position. Blastcamp 3-on-5 here with 1 in the 50 Snake and 1 in the 50 Wing with Soap. Big advantage here for Blastcamp. Already up by a point. 5-on-2 now.
Uprising needs to concede this point.
Yes.
Oh, Blastcamp answers nicely.
Yeah. Touche.
Well, they shoot the body on the break. They get Baron in the Snake again, and then so Baron and he doesn't rest on his heels. Gets right up in there. Good fill out
Gets
wide
the
to
key
D1.
kill on Olsen.
Yeah, and then Baron gets that kill outside in Olsen. They'd already shot that body, so now 5-on-3. Yeah, just well executed game plan. Good job, Blastcamp.
All they needed was a happy little pep
I was
talk.
gonna say maybe they're gonna get a smile from Big John. So there's Kyle Baron.
He actually does this thing where the guy, if they do something really good on the field, he gives them a balloon after practice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
stickers?
Sometimes it's got candy in the balloon.
Some like hearts and says good job on it.
Yep. And you should see the smiles on their faces when he gives them the balloons. It's incredible. This ended up being a good little match here.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Damage Diesel game was really good too.
Yeah, it was. Just watching the
Way longer points.
the evolution of Diesel is very interesting for me.
And it's so interesting with how these guys can play different styles out here because we see 3 points played in the Damage Diesel match. We're about to head into an 11th point. 10th point here. So
All of Red Legion.
Listen, we're far side. Kyle
yeah,
like
Legion
it.
put up 9 yesterday.
Kyle's going cowboy.
They like playing a lot of paintball. You know, they were super into paintball.
Getting
They want
money's
to play
worth
as
out
much
here.
as they can.
They're like, hey, we paid for our field time. We're going to get on that field as much as we can.
Yeah. What was the score of that game? Final score?
The final score is
35 to 2.
9-4.
Jeez, man. Making those refs work out there.
Yeah, every time they were just about to get the 6-point margin, they'd bring their second line in, lose a point,
Yeah.
and then start over.
See now if Uprising can answer, tie it up in this 10th point.
All right. Uprising. These are those moments that we were talking about yesterday. You play the good teams really well. You play the lower seeded teams in games like this sometimes.
Yeah.
Consistency is key to everything, right?
Yeah, again, like we talked about, but people just joining us, I like where the Uprising program is going. They're trying. They are putting in the effort. They're traveling to play good teams. They're trying to put more effort in. They're picking up new guys. They got good organization.
So outside perspective, because you know those guys better than I do, that was kind of always my thing with those guys, right? Is they'd come to an event and they'd have like a couple good games. I'm like, these guys could be really good. And then I talked to somebody like, hey, how often are these guys practicing? Oh, once before an event. Maybe 3 guys over here, 3 guys over here. And I was like, well, they're never going to take advantage of the talent they have if they don't work a little harder. And now that they're working a little harder, I think they have a really good opportunity to be successful out here.
I want to give credit to Blast Camp too, because they do work really hard. They do play at Blast Camp
every weekend,
all the time, right? They are together all the time. And I think it's just a little bit of survivability issues with them so far, because they could have beat Heat yesterday, right? They're winning right now. They could very easily
make some
have a couple wins here, right? And they're a new team in the league. First time playing pro out here, second event.
Going to be dropping a body, though, out of that can in the backfield is attack up the middle of the field right now for Blast Camp, trying to get that shot on Olsen.
Yeah, he's hitting his pack. Oh, yeah.
He did get the shot on Olsen, but had to get up and over the top and trade his body to do it. So, and a minor penalty going to be assessed. It's going to be 3-on-3.
Yeah, that's a good penalty. He got shot in the pack and Olsen just laid there, which it is what it is. But they called him on it. So 3-on-3 now after that penalty.
Yeah, but then Uprising losing another body from that back corner.
3-on-2.
And another penalty going to be assessed here. So, yeah, Uprising just kind of throwing this one away. There's 1:32 left. They need to concede this point because now they're going to be down by 2. But Olsen gets that penalty in the middle, and then I think he might have got a talking penalty walking off the field. I couldn't quite see, but it looked like he was jawing at the ref. Ref kind of was gesturing to him. I can't hear from that far
You might get away with that on Friday. Don't be trying to jaw on the ref on Saturday.
Yeah, and then they lost that back corner. So at the moment when it was 3-on-3 and they needed to dig in, reestablish, a couple more mistakes, and now they're down by 2 with not a lot of time left.
Yeah.
Just little things cost an Uprising out here.
They let Blast Camp go up. They come back, and then Blast Camp able to weather that storm here and now take a 2-point lead. There's Virgil Frey. There was Virgil Frey.
Yeah, we went out there a couple weeks ago. He's a good host.
Yeah.
Took good care of us out there.
Good dude.
Camp.
Cares about paintball. Really puts a lot of energy, effort, time into his team.
Seemed like a good family run.
Yeah, good to see Jackson on a pro team, too, because he came out of the Paintball USA Combine.
Okay.
Which is just a breeding ground for good players.
For talent.
Nita came out of there as well, too. I mean, if you're in your teens and you are dedicated to this game and want to play pro one day, get into that program.
Get in there.
Because there's been some big success stories out of that program the past 5 years.
There's more coming, too.
Trujillo.
Yeah, Trujillo's been balling out here. I like that kid. Great attitude. Solid player.
His name's too hard to say for me.
Just give it a good old college try.
You know what players I like? Agent Smith.
Bro, you're from
Keith
you're from
Brown.
California. You're from Modesto. You should be eloquent with those Spanish names by now.
Sí.
In your 80th year.
Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto.
Gracias.
Gracias. And again, this is true X-ball, which means the other 2 teams in the split deck have completed their match. So now there'll be 2 minutes between each point in this match until the conclusion of the match. That's why you have a little bit of breaks and gaps here in the games.
I think the NBA on TNT one time had a segment where they had to get Barkley to pronounce people's names. It's either Barkley or Shaq, one of those two. I think we should get some of those for Rich. Throw them up on the board.
I'm just gonna start giving him the list.
Here, Rich,
that's why when that comes up, I always look at Matt and just wait for him to say it. And I'm like, I'll try to say it as close to how Matt said it as possible.
To be honest, I'm from San Diego. I wish everyone had a Spanish name. That would be fine with me.
That'd be easy,
I'm
right?
pretty decent at those. The ones that destroy my ability to pronunciate words is when we get those Polish names.
Oh.
Yeah, like when we go to Europe and it's
when
all
there's J's and
teams.
K's in there and no vowels, you're like,
I'm like, why would you even write it out
check.
with this many letters if you're not even saying half the letters? I don't understand.
Are all the letters silent? How do you pronounce this?
We're going to have Rich read the starting lineups from now on in Europe.
Slavic, Mavak.
Everybody gets a nickname.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody
Here
gets a
comes-
nickname.
I call that guy Paulie.
Green
Paulie's
hat
going to
guy.
the tower.
Yep.
All right, Uprising breaking out from the red side. Blast Camp from the blue. Blast Camp's going to go with the conservative breakout, being up by a few points. They're in the pocket, 5 alive for both teams as Uprising releases to the center brick and the snake at the same time, losing their first attacker D side, 4-on-5 advantage for Blast Camp.
Here comes Here comes Borromeo is going to reach that 50-yard line. He's got Olsen with him as well, too. And here comes Eaton. Eaton's going to get to the 50-yard line, trying to make something happen. Borromeo was living on that side. Yeah, body dropping for Blaskamp. Here comes Eaton to try to draw those guns wide, but he gets his loader clip. They do shoot that body out of the center. 3 bodies left alive here for Blaskamp.
Yeah, 2 on 3, 2 on 2 now. 1 on 2 advantage for Blaskamp. 1 on 1 now, Maddie.
They got time.
Snake Tower versus
Unger.
Snake Player. And Unger gets caught going.
Oh, God, they shot Holland into the ground. And Blaskamp going to be able to put
nice point
on the board here. And this is saving their tournament so far. They need 2 wins today. They play Aftermath next, so it's not going to get easier. Definitely need this decently cushy 3-point margin that they're about to get.
Good finish there by Unger.
Well, this doesn't knock Uprising out of the tournament yet, because they can find a way to beat Revo, put up a decent score, maybe 2-3. I'd have to count it up real quick, but they're not out of the tournament quite yet. Yeah, Unger going to chill, wait for it to get to right around probably 6 seconds to hit the buzzer, because if he hits it right now, we're going to see another point.
I want to see Unger get some more spins.
Yeah,
I think when he plays consistently, he can definitely do some work.
Yeah, he's solid.
So that is going to do it here. Congratulations to Tampa Bay Damage and Blaskamp, as Blaskamp staying alive at this event. Damage 2-1, Diesel 2-1 with the loss, Uprising 1-2 with this loss. Next up is going to be Infamous and Notorious. Infamous in a must-win situation. They dropped a Diesel yesterday, and they got skunked, shut out by Damage in a Mercy Rule loss, so they have to win both and win big. And Houston Heat going to take the field to take on Revo. That should be a good match as well, too. We're here at the 2024 Major League Paintball Lone Star Major. I'm Matty Marshall with Rich Telford and Todd Martinez. Stick with us. We'll be back.